Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated.
Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to be hooking up the dash cam in the charger. I just realized the charger wasn't in the driveway. I'm going to actually use one of my trusty chargeable lights. Ooh, look at that. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so I'm going to do this in the passenger side just because that's where I want to route it. I try to avoid anything being on the driver's side just in case wires come down or anything weird like that. You don't want to have stuff in your footwell or anything like that. So I'd always recommend to anybody route stuff through the passenger side, never the driver's. Okay, let's start by just taking a look at this thing and I will tell you guys a little bit about it. So this is the VAVA Dashcam. I saw this one on Street Speed, and what I liked about it is, let me take it down, show you guys everything. So it has a normal mount here, and it has some other types of mounts, but this is the one that I'm going to be using. So you put it on this mount, and it just magnetically clicks there. Then, if you'll see, once it's mounted, you can rotate it to kind of point the camera wherever you want to point the camera. And this is what I really liked because, so imagine you're racing somebody or whatever, something cool happens, you can just turn the camera to the direction that you want, or even inside or whatever. So it like gives the flexibility to move the camera on the fly if you needed to. So like if you see something cool, you could just move it to the side. And we'll check out how well that actually works. But that was what I liked about this camera, because most of them don't do anything like that. They're just fixed. The primary thing with this camera wasn't just as a dash cam. I want to be able to, like, you know, if I race somebody or something like that, I want to be able to get it on camera. And it's, you know, not always feasible or possible to pull out a camera when something happens on the road. So all kinds of cool stuff you can capture with a dash cam. I think as far as placement, I think this works. Wouldn't want to put it on the other side, and I have my, whatever this is called, my tint thingy, and I think my tint level is 17%. I know somebody was asking that, so that's good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pry this back and tuck all the wiring behind there. And it also has a GPS, which I'm assuming needs to be somewhat out, so you probably can't tuck this away to the extreme. So maybe if I can just route those through here and then put the GPS like right here, maybe that would work. But let's get started. So I've got a pry tool that I'm going to use for this, and the idea is going to be that this is going to go, oh man, I don't even know where to put it. I guess like right here, and I'm going to try to tuck everything else underneath. I wish this portion wasn't so long, but I guess it's probably more versatile that way. So got my pry tool, I'm going to pull this back and then shove it up under there. And this is always something that kind of concerns me. Here's the airbag. There's a curtain airbag. I don't want to put it where it's going to interfere with the airbag. So, and that's why I went with this gauge setup instead of the pillars, because I do like the pillar mount more. It looks cooler. But I didn't want to interfere with the airbag, so that's why I have that. So let's try this. Now I can't say I'm in love with this placement here, but I mean, I guess if I tuck these back all the way, it might be okay. Yeah, I guess I don't have much of a choice there. Okay, so I just thought this was kind of interesting. I pulled this panel off, excuse me, just to make it easier. And you see all the stuff in there? What is this white tube? Feels hollow, I wonder what that is. But obviously this is the curtain airbag, and this is just the thing to hold it together probably once the airbag deploys, so it doesn't jet right into your face. But I thought that was kind of cool. Really wonder what that white thing is. Hopefully someone can tell me. because it doesn't feel like it has wiring or anything in it. Really weird. Okay, let me show you what else I got off, because I'm just trying to figure out the best way to get this thing around. As far as the airbag, as long as it's on this side, I don't see any issue. Just don't put anything on that edge of it, because then you could actually interfere with your airbag. But as long as it's high, I don't see any issues. Just nothing along the inner lip part there. But I got this part off as well. So the plan is going to be to see if I can just get the wire to just come straight down, and then I can go either behind or under this way into this area so we can get some power. But there's lots of options there. And this goes like this, so it'll cover up anything that's over on this side. I'm just gonna tuck that right in there. But just to show what everything's gonna look like, before I button it all up, it's gonna go down under here behind this guy. Then for now, it's just coming under this right here, but I'm gonna go behind the carpet. You can see there, I'm gonna go behind the carpet all along there until I come out over where the power and all that is. Okay, so just the latest progress. You can see I have it running all the way across the back. And now this is easy, you just like tuck it behind the carpet. So I'm not showing the exact thing, but it's really simple. I have it just very superficial where the wires are there, they're just out of the way. So I'm gonna come up over here. And luckily this one has a pretty long cord, but it has a USB at the end. Okay, so I got it under there. I'm going to try to come up where this thing is. So I can probably come up here and then go down there into the cigarette lighter, and then I can just get one of those USB cigarette lighter things. Because the problem is I had it plugged into the car's USB there, and that is always hot, or at least it's hot a lot more often than it's not. Like, so it's hot whenever the car is off. A few different things like that. So I don't really want to deal with that. I would prefer it to be hardwired to the car, you know, outside of the cigarette lighter and all that, but it really needs to be on a switched port, because it has like a safety where if it gets jarred when it's off, like if you're parked, then it's supposed to tell you. I'll show you all that in a second. See if we can make this work. All that fun stuff in it. Look at this. It's like a pull thingy in there. I wonder what that's about. I feel like pulling it. Bet it's like e-brake or something like that. Or neutral. Probably neutral. Yeah, that's got to be what it is. It's neutral. But anyway, that made it a lot easier. Get this wire in here. So I think we're done with the wiring at least. So this is what it's going to look like. See, that goes right there. That's really the only showing part, because otherwise it runs behind here, underneath, under there, through this. This is a little spaced out, which which I don't exactly like. So one of these days, if it, like, I can tell it's got a cord in there. I can tell it's like pushed out a little bit. It's not really that big of a deal. So then it just comes out right here on the top, as you can see. And I should have pulled, and I still might do that, just put a little bit of slack underneath there so it just comes straight out into there really clean. So let me go get the little adapter it came with, and then we'll try it out. I have the cigarette lighter adapter. It came with one of the little 2 USB port ones, but I'd rather use this one because it has a iPhone charger on the other side. So there it is. This is the final installation. So it's pretty not noticeable from the driver's side, but I'll drive the car in a second and we'll see. So here's the app. It shows you the different drives you do. Alright, so we're connected to the dash cam here. Now this is what's there now. Let me go full screen. And there you go. I guess that's upside down. Well, this is it. Let's pull the car out. And to do that, we're going to need a cold start. That cold start never gets old. Alright, so it's on, and we're going to see what the dash cam's going to capture. Okay, so now we're connected to the dash cam again. That's the view we're getting. So the only problem I see with the place that I have it is it's blocked a bit on the left by everything. So I think I might need to like just move it over a little bit. Let me see if I can just adjust the lens. No, so I think it needs to go down lower because obviously it's not getting anything on this side because of where it is. There, I put it a little bit lower. I'm going to talk right now, and then I'm talking on the dash cam. So the audio you hear right now is from the dash cam. So if it sounds crappy, then you know it's the dash cam. It's audio that sounds bad. Sounds good, then you know it sounds good. But just want to give a little demo of it. So this is the idea that I liked about this one. So let's we'll practice. Like, oh, I'm gonna do something cool on the right side. Let's get it. You guys see how that looks? See, not bad. And then you can rotate it all the way. Now I gotta make sure. Yeah, having enough slack on this. Ooh, look, disaster. I didn't have enough slack on it. So I might have to rethink the whole thing, but that's a quick fix. For now, I just want to show how it looks. You can go like that. go all the way in the car. You can go to the side. Well, maybe not like that. Maybe something like that, or you can just go with the OG straight on. But I thought it would be cool, like, oh, there's a cop over here. Let me try to capture him. Okay, I probably didn't capture him, but the other cool thing about this thing, as you guys will be seeing right now, is it has a GPS, so it'll give your speed. And you can turn that off where it won't show your speed, but the one feature that I've seen other ones have that this one doesn't, it's a little disappointing, is it either shows the speed or it doesn't. There's other ones that'll only show the speed up to like 40, 50 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour. Just, you know, because sometimes you don't need your speed. Like, let's say you're going too fast and you don't want there to be a recording of how fast you're going, because sometimes that's not really relevant in the accident, but including that data, look at that. See, watch, that'll be captured by my dash cam. I wonder if he's going over after someone specific. Yeah, he's pulling over a car that he saw driving by, so maybe we'll see in our dash cam footage of why, because I sure the hell didn't see why.
The speed limit is 55 miles per hour.
Okay, so as you guys can see, we just pulled up here at Lowe's, and my positioning of this was all wrong, so I will obviously have to correct it. One of the main things is it's too I don't want to say it's too high, but this thing is obviously blocking a lot of the vision you should get on the left, and that's kind of a problem because you realistically want to see everything. And then on top of that, I didn't leave it with enough slack like I should have. And then since it's taped down over there, it's just turned into a disaster. This basically is what's happened. That's an option right there, but that will just make it super hard, super far that I have to reach over in order to record something. But I really came up with that, which there's the view from it, because the cord isn't long enough, and I'm just trying to account for that or compensate for that. But I'll come up with something in it. But even right now, it's still going to work. It's still going to be a dash cam. I just need to clean it up. So let's get to the features. But obviously, if you go with one of these, make sure you calculate the extra slack needed to rotate the thing, because I didn't do that. Okay, so let me show you some of the features this thing has, and you access it with your phone. So your snapshots, which you can do, it has like this little remote device which you can just, I guess you can keep it just anywhere in the car, like you can put it somewhere and then you can press it when you want it to do an emergency snapshot. But these are just the typical loop times, and I'll obviously when I edit this, I'll show you guys some of that video. And then here's are the emergency ones, which basically is just when the car got jarred. It's on that loop, and it just makes a million video files. Each are a minute long. And you can download them with your phone in full HD, so that part's pretty nice. Now let me show you some of the options on the dash cam itself. So obviously it has Wi-Fi. You can set your own Wi-Fi password and everything. You can set the resolution, the loop recording time. I have it set for 2 minutes. So I guess it loops every 2 minutes. Video resolution. The 1080p, you can do 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, and the same with 720. You could even go to 480. Don't know why anybody would need to do that, other than maybe if you want to record a month of video. Sensor sensitivity is set at medium. I don't really know, where I would need it, but I just figured that's what it defaulted on, so maybe that was fine. And in parking mode, you can see it says there, when an impact is detected, the dash cam will be activated and takes a 15-second emergency video. And that, it just does that on its internal battery. So once the power is cut from it, then it will do that on its internal battery, which is pretty cool. Record sound, you can have it not record sound if you don't want to. LED indicator, you can obviously turn that off so it doesn't have a light. I don't know the difference between audio and record sound. Maybe where it makes beeps and stuff when it turns on. Yeah, that's got to be what that is. And then the watermark, you can either tell it the logo, time, and speed, or the logo and time, or nothing. I have it on everything. And then the GPS, you can turn that off. And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple to use. I like that it can rotate. I don't know the exact cost on this. I'll put it in the description. But again, like I said, this Street Speed was doing like a little promotional thing. Obviously I'm not, I just went and bought it based on his thing. So I'll put a link to it in the description. If you want it, you can get it. But from my standpoint, it does what I want it to do. Like, I really like that it can move, because you never know when you're gonna wanna record something different. And that's what my whole philosophy was. Like, let's say I'm gonna race somebody, I can put it like that. Or if I'm gonna race somebody on this side, I can just show the pillar and no race. But that's, yeah, my positioning needs to, tell me if anyone has any suggestions on where I can put it. Because I'm thinking maybe even right here. And obviously I can rewire it all to where it'll have the correct slack it needs. My main thing is just having it go in the right spot. And this was pretty quick to tuck it all under. So if anyone does this, there's no excuse to have a bunch of exposed wires. You saw me do it in just like 10 minutes. And you guys know how lazy I am. So it's totally something that everybody can do. So if you put anything like that, a radar detector or anything, just tuck all the wires. Because that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. I hate when people just have wires all hanging out like this. But you guys will probably come back and watch a video a month from now and it'll still be like that. So that's going to be it for now. I'm just going to go over to Lowe's and pick up some stuff for the house. And hope you guys like this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. And that's it for now. Thanks, everybody. Peace.
Hits on the cam girls' pages, blazes, and hit 'em with a script full of sexy phrases.